Welcome back to Broncos Beat. Alexis Perry here alongside Cecil, Lammey, Ryan Koenigsberg, and Matt Boyer. You guys, after the first half expired between the Broncos and Raiders yesterday afternoon, the Broncos found themselves down by just 4 points thanks to a decent showing from the Denver defense throughout the first 30 minutes. But after the half, the Raiders really put the hammer down on this Denver D. What happened in the third quarter that really caused this game to get out of hand?
They really got that running game going, and their offense was consistently put in good positions. The Broncos offense was just, not doing the defense any favors, so they were out there a long time. And once that Raiders offense gets running, they become extremely multiple, and they become really, really difficult to stop. So that running game, I thought, was the key for them, and it kind of broke through there in the third quarter.
Ryan, you mentioned it. The Broncos offense was only on the field in the third quarter for a minute 44. The rest of the time, the Raiders just dominated with Josh Jacobs and Devontae Booker. And Vic Fangio said it yesterday. When you are on defense, the first thing after you lose your edge to go is the run defense. And we saw that. And you cannot lose your edge against a running team like the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, Matt making me heartbroken remembering that third quarter and just how much the defense was out there because it's difficult. Listen, this Raiders team ran the ball all day long. They could have thrown it too. I mean, that's a talented group of receivers that you're having a scheme for, you're having a game plan for, and then they run the ball, then you're not getting off the field. Like, more plays, more praise, right? It's why we need to see more from the offense because you're going to give your defense a rest and you'll yourselves have more opportunity to kind of play more of a balanced game. We didn't see that in the third quarter.
Yeah, Phillip Lindsay had a 3-yard run on the very last play of the quarter. If it weren't for that, the Broncos would have finished the quarter with negative yards.
Well, at the end of the game, Derek Carr left the field with a perfectly clean jersey because not only were the Broncos not able to get a single sack on Derek Carr, they weren't able to lay a single hit on the guy. So what happened to the Broncos pass rush yesterday?
It goes back to them being able to run the ball. When you don't know what's coming from the offense, it's the opposite of what's happening to the Broncos offense. They know what's coming, so they're able to pin their ears back and go. When you're going up against the Raiders and they're doing everything well, which is what they do everything well, you don't know what's coming. So you're on your heels a little bit. You aren't able to just pin your ears back and go after Derek Carr. It's why when you're playing the Raiders, you have to put them in bad situations. You have to get a lead on them so they can be a little bit more predictable, and then you can go get them. And then on top of that, I just don't think the pass rushers played a very good game.
Well, and Derek Carr was my comparison for Drew Lock when he came out of college. When he was at the Senior Bowl and everybody's going all nuts, like, okay. He's Derek Carr if he works out. That's what he is. He's not Pat Mahomes. He's not Russell Wilson. He's Derek Carr. That can be pretty good. What's Carr also done? He's worked in the offense for 3 years. The same offense, so sustained stability within that. And by the way, they've been kind of thinking about getting rid of Derek Carr behind the scenes. And what else is he doing this year? He's running the ball. His legs have become kind of another weapon for that Raiders offense. So they run the ball. They have great weapons in the receiving game. And they've allowed Carr, they've built an offense around him. Sounds like something that could work for Drew Lock, but if they build an offense around him that plays to his strengths and then allows him to run if it's not there. And that extra, ability to run when everything else is exhausted makes Derek Carr and this Raiders offense look better.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did this team miss Mike Purcell and Shelby Harris yesterday?
It can't be high enough. A 10.
Like 12, 15.
Yeah. We talked about the offensive line being depleted. Well, the defensive line doesn't have a single day one starter out there. So you take away Purcell, you take away Harris, you take away Jarrell Casey, who we barely even ever, got to know. And this defense is down to backups against a team that just wants to run it right into their mouth. So it's very difficult to stop a team like that with backups, and that's what the Broncos were doing.
Well, this team has now allowed 30 or more points in 4 consecutive games for the first time since 1968. Is that all on the defense, or what else factors into that staggering stat?
It goes back to what we were saying earlier about the offense. The offense has to stay out there and help them out a little bit. They have to take some pressure off that defense. But at the same time, it's not good enough from the defense either. And I don't think any unit is playing the way they should right now. And the tough part is, you look to Vic Fangio, the head coach of this team, who's brought here to be, a defensive guru, a defensive genius. And when the team is struggling and the defense is a big part of that, it's a bad look.
Well, RK hits a nail on the head. Can we talk about special teams the special teams unit has not been good. So we can go on and on about the offense and how they need to be better. And all of that's true. And we can talk about how the defense and they need to stop guys from scoring points. But when the Broncos offense is starting drives inside their own 10 and then punting, and the Raiders are getting the ball at the 50 or inside of Broncos territory, no wonder opponents are scoring points in bunches against this Broncos defense. So it's all three phases that need massive improvement to work together to make themselves, each unit, look better. It takes a full team effort.
Was there any bright spot on the Broncos defense yesterday?
Bryce Callahan. I thought Bryce Callahan looked really nice in that game. He was consistently making plays all over the field, pass breakups. But unfortunately, I don't know if there's another guy you can point to and say, like, he had a standout, really good game for that defense. So it's not all the offense. It's not all the special teams. Defense has to be better, too.